Something is moving through our solar system, and it's not what they told us it was. At first, astronomers thought it was just another piece of space debris, maybe an asteroid or a wandering comet. But what they discovered next changed everything we thought we knew about the universe. They call it three-eyed Atlas, an object so unusual, so out of place, that scientists can't agree on what it really is. This mysterious body came from beyond the reach of our sun, entering our solar system from a direction that makes no astronomical sense. It wasn't following the natural drift of interstellar matter. Its path, its speed, and even the light it reflected were all wrong. Early observations confused everyone. The data didn't fit any model we know. But then, the James Webb Space Telescope locked onto it and got a crystal-clear image. What it revealed sent shockwaves through the scientific community. Because this object wasn't just unusual, it was impossible. The impossible visitor. When Webb's sensors first caught the reflection, scientists assumed there was an error. The object seemed to pulse, not with light, but with energy, like it was absorbing and releasing radiation in perfect, rhythmic intervals, as if it were communicating. Even stranger, its surface. Unlike any asteroid or comet ever observed, three-eyed Atlas had three luminous zones, glowing faintly in the infrared spectrum. 3 eyes, perfectly spaced, rotating in harmony as the object traveled. This symmetry wasn't random. It was designed. Astronomers ran the numbers again. Its speed, its trajectory, and its rotation. All aligned with such precision that it looked engineered. No natural object could maintain that stability across interstellar space. And then came the biggest discovery of all. It was changing course. Defying the laws of physics, every natural body in the universe moves according to the same rules: gravity, inertia, and momentum. But this thing didn't. As it passed the orbit of Neptune, it made a slight adjustment, a maneuver no rock or comet could ever perform. Its path shifted exactly 0.3 degrees, small but deliberate. That tiny correction would require an internal propulsion system, or intelligence. Scientists tried to stay calm. Maybe it was the solar wind, maybe outgassing like a comet. But no, the trajectory correction was too precise. It was as if something inside was guiding it. One researcher from the European Space Agency was quoted off record saying, "If this data is accurate, then what we're looking at isn't a rock, it's a visitor." And that's when the theories started spreading like wildfire. Theories and panic. At first, the mainstream explanation was simple. A comet from outside our solar system, similar to Oumuamua. But Oumuamua, discovered in 2017, was nothing like this. That object simply drifted through. Three-eyed Atlas was active. It was responding to forces, adjusting its trajectory, emitting bursts of energy. Some physicists suggested it might be a fragment of an ancient alien probe, powered by an unknown technology. Others claimed it could be an autonomous machine, a scout, designed to collect data as it passes through planetary systems. NASA tried to calm the public. There is no evidence of alien technology, they said. But the statement raised more questions than it answered, because when a government agency tells you there's nothing to worry about, it usually means there's definitely something to worry about. What the James Webb really saw weeks later, leaked documents, appeared on private astronomy forums. Anonymous users claimed to have access to Webb's deep field images, high-resolution shots of the object's surface. And they described something terrifying: patterns, symbols etched into the glowing zones, geometric markings no natural process could create. When the data was analyzed by independent researchers, they found repeating numerical patterns in the radiation bursts, the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical code found throughout nature and in human technology. Coincidence? Maybe. But combined with the object's perfect course and self-correcting motion, it started to look like more than that. It started to look intentional. A path too perfect. By the time Three-Eyed Atlas crossed the orbit of Saturn, it had maintained a trajectory so precise, computers predicted it would pass within 4 astronomical units of Earth, roughly 60,000 kilometers, closer than the Moon. The path wasn't random. It was calculated, almost like it was aiming for us. One researcher at MIT said, "If this were just gravity at work, it would have deviated long ago. But this path, it's locked." When asked if he believed it was intelligently controlled, he refused to answer. And that silence said everything. The strange signal there. It happened. On September 29th, deep space monitoring stations in Australia and Chile picked up an unusual radio pulse, short, rhythmic, and repeating every 23 minutes. At first, they thought it came from a pulsar, but when the signal's source was triangulated, it aligned exactly with the position of Three-Eyed Atlas. The signal wasn't random noise, it contained structured data, binary sequences, zeros and ones, repeated in a pattern that no natural source could produce. NASA went silent. The data was classified, and the public hasn't heard an update since. A hidden history. But here's where it gets even stranger. This isn't the first time something like this has been seen. In ancient Sumerian tablets, there are references to the 3 eyes of the sky god, 3 stars that moved together as one, and came from beyond the dark sea. Coincidence? Maybe. But when astronomers plotted those descriptions on a modern star map, the pattern matched the orbital alignment of Three-Eyed Atlas. So what are we dealing with here? A naturally occurring object? A forgotten artifact from an ancient civilization? Or something else entirely? Something that's been here before? Countdown to arrival. According to current projections, Three-Eyed Atlas will make its closest approach in less than 6 months. Already, amateur astronomers are reporting strange phenomena: power fluctuations, magnetic interference, and unusual aurora activity in parts of the world that have never seen them before. Coincidences pile up, and with each passing day, the object draws closer. Some believe it's a probe, an observer watching us. Others think it's a warning, a beacon marking our system for something yet to come. But one thing is certain: it's not random. Its motion, its energy pulses, its symbols, all point toward design. And design means intent. The final transmission. A few nights ago, an independent telescope array in Japan captured something extraordinary. A new energy burst from the object. For the first time, the pulse included a pause, then a reversal, as if it was responding to the signals Earth had sent out trying to communicate. The sequence ended with a final triple flash, 3 bursts of light, like 3 eyes blinking in the void. Then silence. No one knows what it means. No one knows if it's alive, automated, or abandoned. But one thing is clear. Something is out there. Something that defies everything we understand about physics, time, and even existence itself. And as it draws nearer to Earth, one question remains. What happens when the Three-Eyed Atlas finally looks back at us,